Warrior, now I think I have seen or maybe heard everything. Before we start, we're going to be talking about the Oscars. Yes, those Oscars that aired last night, right across the globe. And I'll tell you why I am up in arms about a couple of things. But first, I got to remind you, please make sure you're subscribed to our channel. We did hit our 10,000 subscriber mark. We are in a new superhighway on YouTube. And you know what? That's thanks to you. So please, I am so honored that you're joining me and listening to this information, because the more people we get information out to, resources, take actions, the more we can change what is going on around our country and around the globe, right? Let's focus on the Oscars. I used to love the Oscars. I just couldn't wait to watch it and look at the gowns and wait for the awards. And then I grew up. And then I worked in show business. And then I found out what it's really like behind the scenes. And I will say, probably in the last 5 years, I have lost all total interest in the Oscars. Knowing, I mean, if I didn't know better, I would think people could buy their Oscars. If I didn't know better, I would think the Oscars, perhaps award season, Hollywood. If I didn't know better, perhaps a propaganda. If I didn't know better. If I didn't know better, could Hollywood be an arm of the government in some way, shape, or form? I don't know, if I didn't know better. But let's stick to the Oscars. Last night, Best Picture, and I actually watched this. I put it on at the very end, because at the very end is always when they announce Best Picture. And for some reason, I just wanted to see what the Best Picture was late last night. The Best Picture was a film that I guarantee nobody saw, called Anora, Anora. Have you seen it? Even I haven't seen it, and I watch a lot of things. Did I hear about it? Sure, I heard about it because I receive a lot of press releases on different things, but I took no time. I'm a busy warrior, as are you, to watch all of these movies that I was not interested in this year in particular. And going back, in particular, the behavior coming out of Hollywood, okay? Hollyweird, whatever you want to call it. But I did tune in, I fully admit, to see the Best Picture. And the Best Picture, Anora, is based on a young woman who works in a strip club in Brooklyn. And she marries a Russian oligarch. And it's billed as a love story. It's also billed as a comedy. So right away, strip club, and I'm far from a prude, as are you. But now we're getting into a comedy, strip club. Let's see where this goes. And so she marries this oligarch, Russian oligarch, whose parents come back. I had to read the synopsis of this since I did not, and I read it after it won the Oscar. I did not know what it was about. His parents then come to America to find her. They want to get the marriage annulled. But here's where I'm going with all of this. The actress who plays the stripper, her name is Mikey Madison. Actually, kind of sounds like a stripper name, but I digress here. She also won Best Actress for this film, the award that we were told would go to Demi Moore, but it went to Mikey Madison, young woman. Here's why this is so kind of deceptive, kind of rubbing me the wrong way, what you need to know. So we have a movie nobody went to see. Seriously, because I've asked a lot of people since last night, and they're like, no, I didn't see it. And these are people like in show business. My husband and I didn't see it. This actress was not supposed to win. Demi Moore, favorite. Okay, whatever. But she got up and gave an acceptance speech. I also saw her. I went back to look at the clip of her winning for Best Actress. And I thought, oh, because I don't know who this Mikey Madison really is. And let me hear her speech. So when I went back and looked this morning, she gets up and she thanks the sex worker community. Now, did you hear me, warrior out there? The sex worker community. We at the Warriors do not believe in those two words, sex worker. Sex is not work, work is not sex. We have plenty of studies. The harmful business, the oldest profession, because a lot of people laugh, the oldest profession is the oldest oppression. That's prostitution. But this young woman stood up there, all prettied up in her gown, thanking the wonderful women in the sex worker community and just the incredible women she met. And the reason I don't like this, so the Oscar ceremony, I mean, what else should we expect out of Hollywood, right? Is thanking the sex worker community. Propaganda, in my opinion, propaganda. What I don't like is our young people who are watching to look at these celebrities, influencers, whatever you call them, because I don't really believe the celebrities I grew up with, maybe you grew up with, we don't really have that anymore. Remember, everything's different now. So whoever these people are out in the forefront, people will still tune in to look at them, to look at their clothing, to look at what they say. And that is a large audience, no matter how you slice it, even though ratings have fallen way down over the years. There's still people looking. If one person's looking and hearing this, that's one person too much. So to hear this young woman thanking the sex worker community, normalizing it, further habituation to the public, our young people especially, that this is okay. And also to the general public, it's okay to be a stripper. It's okay to be a sex worker. We are teaching our young people this is okay. Our kids are watching and hearing everything. It is not okay. Anytime there is a transaction of money for something, there's not an equal dynamic. There are so many studies about this, and I don't need anybody to fight with me and tell me my body, my choice. They can do what they want with their bodies. We know the oppression. Our work at the Warriors, our work with other coalitions and colleagues, healthcare, all kinds of studies. Upwards of 91 to 97% of women in prostitution, and there are men too, men and boys too, and girls, right now we'll just say women, report that they have been forced, coerced, or some sort of fraud has been perpetrated upon them. And that is the definition of human trafficking. Remember, slavery, that's what we call it at the Warriors. It is the enslavement of people. So for this young woman to stand up there that undoubtedly other young women are looking at, and then also to the male community, we have a young woman preaching, sex worker, thanking that community, incredible women. Further, it's okay. We as women, would be sex workers. Or to our girls, would be sex workers. To the boys and men, we're just sex workers. Oscars failed with this one. Further evidence that I don't even know why I tuned in, except I wanted to see the best picture at the end of a long night. And that's what I saw. And I should expect nothing less coming out of Hollywood than disappointment. That business is in the toilet. This is further proof of it. And you know what? I won't be watching next year. Please honor our hashtag Community Creates Change. linswarriors.org is the website. Mark your calendars now. Save the date. May 7th, right here in New York City, we're going to be having a Community Creates Change fundraiser. We're going to have a dance party, a book party and signing, buffet. If you're in the New York area, more information coming, but the date's secure. May 7th at the Cutting Room in New York City. And join me. Because you know what? Community does indeed create change. And that's you, and that's me, and that's all of our children, grandchildren, neighbors, everybody. When you wake up each and every day, go out and be a warrior.